All right. Welcome, everyone, to our February 23rd City Council meeting. We are going to start our meeting as we normally do with our Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence as we humbly seek wisdom, clarity, and discernment in the work before us. May we be guided in service to this community with fairness, integrity, and responsibility. Thank you. Our very first item is the swearing in and oath of office for Councilmember James D. Foltz.
Just repeat after me, put your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
of this state,
of this state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office
of the office
to which I have
to which I have
been elected,
been elected,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge
discharge
the duties thereof,
the duties thereof,
and preserve,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the
the
Constitution
Constitution
of this state
of this state
and of the United
and
States.
of the United States.
As a council member
As a council member of
of the city of TUK,
the city of TGK,
I will equally, fairly,
fairly,
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and skill,
exercise
exercise the trust
repose
reposed in me,
in me,
and will use my best endeavor
to preserve
the peace
and
carry
into effect,
according to law, the purposes for which I have been elected.
I have been elected.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, item number 2 on our agenda today is a joint public hearing with our Planning Commission and Chairman Nick Amico is going to, Amico? Amico, sorry. I meant to ask you beforehand, is going to take that on for us.
Thank you, Mayor Miller. Good evening, everybody. We have a joint public hearing for two items, the first of which is the adoption of the 2025 to 2035 comprehensive plan for the city of TK. This time I'll turn it over to Nick Cawthon to introduce the plan.
Good evening tonight. So I would like to briefly summarize the process that's brought us to this point and the development of our draft comprehensive plan. So last March, City Council appointed a steering committee consisting of our former mayor, our current mayor, 2 planning commission members, and 3 citizen representatives. The committee met 6 times over the course of the year to review the 10 comprehensive plan elements required by state law. All of those meetings were open to the public. In addition to the steering committee meetings, we worked to gather broader community input. A community survey was conducted, and there were 3 separate public engagement events that were held over the course of the year. These events were held in April, August, and October. With the assistance of the Catawba Regional Council of Governments, and especially Erica Stahl, a significant amount of work has been accomplished over the past year, and I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to everyone who contributed their time and input throughout this process, which includes many, many folks in this room tonight. I also feel that it is important to add the comprehensive plan is a guiding document. It does not by itself amend the city's zoning ordinance or land development regulations. Rather, it establishes a framework and long-term vision for the community over the next decade. The plan reflects where we are today and incorporates the feedback that we've received over this past year, providing a valuable tool to help inform future decisions and policy discussions. Thank you.
Thanks. And as Nick said, I want to really stress this is the guiding document for development within TK for the next 10 years. So we do this every 10 years. This is the key opportunity, great opportunity for the community to provide input to that guidance that comes to the Planning Commission and to the council on what we want to do, how we want to develop our city. So with that, I'll open the floor for the public hearing. Do we have sign-ups or? Do we have no sign-ups? Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Charlie. Ms. Mayor, if you're all right with that, I'll open the floor for just a minute. Is there anybody here who did not sign up and would like to speak on the comprehensive plan for the city? Hearing none. Ms. Mayor, go ahead. Just come to the mic, state your name and address, please.
I'm Darrell McDaniel. I live at 2200 Dam Road, Fort Mill, South Carolina. I'm unprepared, so forgive me.
Don't worry, tell mine.
I was just noticing on the website y'all's plan, and my property is a huge chunk of your plan here, and I'm trying to figure out why. Since I'm not in TKK.
You're not in TK. You want to address that?
Probably the best way to address is if I can get your information, sir, and we can talk after the meeting. I'd be more than happy to talk with you over the phone, or if you come up at a meeting.
We do. The short version, the short answer to that, I know you probably want to get into it a bit more in detail, but the comprehensive plan does look beyond the borders of the city. It looks into the adjacent potential developments, the adjacent properties. This one is actually quite a bit tighter than what we've done in the past. The last plan reached all the way out to, I think, almost to 77, didn't it, Nick? So, but that's why, because you're immediately adjacent to the current city boundary. Why we look at that?
Yeah, why we look at that in the future, if they were to, if someone were to buy it, want to bring it into the city.
pretty,
The reason that they look at all of that in, totality is because if someone were to purchase it, or if you wanted to bring it into the city, then that is kind of goes with the larger vision, but it doesn't change anything for right now.
this is,
Absolutely, that has nothing to do with it. It's just like we have a lot of situations where people come and they're looking to put a certain kind of business, but that's not what's planned or what we have a vision for. A trailer park or another senior center. So that's what that part is for. It's just to protect the city, and to put those guidelines and that vision, but everything can change based on the council's, what they see as the vision of the voting. This is a guide, but that's why we do it.
yeah, it doesn't change any zoning. It doesn't bring any property into the city. All that still has to go through the standard process. So, and yeah, if you didn't want to bring your property in, it's not changing it. All right, any other questions or comments? All right, then I will close that portion of the public hearing. Next item is the rezoning of 1557 Hubert Graham Way, tax map number 645-000040 from RSF 40 in York County to R40 in the city as part of a 100% annexation petition. Nick, do you have the details to share on that?
Yes, I'll provide a few quick details just for context. So the applicant is requesting this annexation. It's approximately 6 acres located at 1557 Hubert Graham Way. The home is currently under construction, and the applicant is seeking annexation in order to establish a driveway connection to Hubert Graham Way. The adjacent property just to the north was recently annexed into the city last year for the same reason.
All right, do we have anyone sign up for this one, Charles? No. Okay, I'll do the same as we did in the last one. If anybody would like to speak on this item. Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Ms. Merritt, turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Are you guys going to take it apart, or you just?
You go, thank you.
Thank you. No.
No. Take our chairs.
We're taking these home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move on to item number 3, our city manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. The city received another clean audit for FY 24-25. Our auditor will be at the March regular city council meeting to present to council and answer any questions you may have. And good news, probably as much for me as anybody, we have hired our new municipal clerk, Miss Mia Elton. She's a TK resident, and she'll be starting with us on March the 9th, and that can't get here soon enough. But we're excited to add her to the team and get her going. Development services, staff is finalizing the Evolve module, the last Evolve module, the project module, which is intended to streamline organization and workflow for major civil plan approvals, including subdivisions as well as annexation and rezoning requests. The anticipated go-live date is the end of March. They're also actively coordinating with the police department regarding a more proactive approach to city code enforcement processes and procedures. The Grove development continues installation of in-ground infrastructure. Staff recently met with project representatives to discuss the right-of-way acquisitions that they're going to have to go through associated with their off-site traffic improvements along Highway 160, specifically in front of Wellmore at Stonecrest and in front of the Taco Bell and Circle K as you approach Dam Road with right turn lanes. So they're working on that. Staff has also met with representatives from the 2 Windhaven commercial properties yet to be developed, located behind the cemetery, to initiate coordination and discussions. and outline expectations as development activity progresses over the coming year. I was able to attend that meeting. It was fantastic, and looking forward to some good retail and office space going into there. Our team is actively investigating with other jurisdictions from around the state and elsewhere to explore the concept of establishing social districts within targeted areas in the city, such as the Grove and a portion of Stonecrest, where the Model A and X Golf and whatnot are, to create social districts there. As we continue to work through that, obviously there'll be conversations both with the Planning Commission and with City Council before we're able to move forward with it, but gathering all the data necessary for that. With our fire department, under apparatus and personnel, Ladder 1 is in service. They are very thankful to everyone who played a part in the funding or in purchase, and especially everyone who participated in the dedication ceremony this past Friday. Had a really good turnout for that. The team is had an exceptionally productive month, completing nearly 100 pre-fire plans and fire safety inspections. Plan review and fire marshal inspection activities have remained busy. Working in close coordination with development services, they've reviewed construction plans and conducted certificate of occupancy inspections and completed fire safety inspections for 14 businesses. 12 members of the department have completed certification for their National Registry EMT credentials, demonstrating our department's continued commitment to maintaining the highest standard of emergency medical care. Additionally, 2 new members will graduate from recruit school actually this coming Friday, the 27th, and we're looking forward to welcoming them to our team. Over the past month, members responded to 106 emergency calls for service, including several fires in and around the community and a handful of numerous non-emergency requests for information and assistance. As always, they ask that you have and practice a fire escape plan for your homes with your families. Great thing to get involved with the kids. Upcoming events, they will be in the community testing fire hydrants in coordination with our TCUD staff during the month of March. I just ask for patience as they ensure that the fire protection systems are ready for service. In Parks and Recreation, spring sports registration is just about wrapped up. However, youth baseball for ages 13 through 15 is still open until March 7th. More information on the program and how to register can be found on the Parks and Recreation page of our website. Our park maintenance staff continues to stay busy as they prep for spring sports and put the final touches on the new batting cages down at Rundy Park. Quad ball officially landed in TKK this past weekend. They had 7 teams from across the U.S. Competed down at Catawba Park for their national qualifiers. So excited to host that first-time big event here in the city. They're also excited to announce that TKK was awarded the Rising Star Award by the North Carolina Festival and Events Association for the Best Damn Food Festival. The Rising Star Award recognizes the best new event in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. So congratulations to Ms. Caroline Hasty and everyone that was involved in making the Best Damn Food Festival happen. So it's a very big accomplishment there. Public Works, and then I'm going to come back to police. Public Works, our maintenance crews, I think they've now completed the Christmas light removal. If not, they're getting really close, and they should have that wrapped up very soon. Crews have also completed 2 stormwater projects related to inlet and outfall maintenance. They're currently training on National Incident Management System certification, and loose leaf collections will end at the end of this month. So if you've waited and waited and waited some more, you got till the end of this month, and then the leaf truck is done for the season. We are anticipating, a bit of good news here, we are anticipating installing the new pedestrian-activated rapid flashing beacons, finally, at Seven Coves, Trail Ridge intersection with TK Drive, and at Callaway at the crossing there at TK Drive. The encroachment permits have finally able to get submitted because we got the engineering back from SCDOT. So once we get the encroachment permits back, we'll be able to, our crews will jump on installing those. And another bit of good news, SCDOT has decided that they no longer like the in-pavement markers at Heron Harbor. They're going to be removing those and installing rapid flashing beacons there as well. So all of that we're hopeful will happen by the end of March, first to middle of April. But as soon as we get our permit back, our crews are ready to get ours installed. So, and would like to, if it's okay with council, to turn over the police department report to Chief Joey Crosby and Officer, who'd you bring with you? Officer McCormick is here tonight with us, our new community relations officer. So Chief, take it away.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for just a few moments of your time. I got a lot of information to share with you about what's going on in the city that the police department is going to be doing. But the first thing I want to do is introduce to you Officer Jen McCormick. Many of you may know her from her time that she worked in the elementary school with our kids. She's a resident here in TKK. She spent 20 years with NYPD and joined us several months ago to continue her law enforcement career because she wanted to give back to the community that she lives in. As you know, Sergeant Maggie Bowers has been our community officer for about a year now, and she's done a wonderful job of creating new events and engaging our public with us. But as you know, she does a great job in the schools, and if you're trying to do school resource officer plus be a sergeant plus the community events, it's kind of a hard job to do, and she did it very well. And in our 3-year plan, we had recognized and indicated that we wanted to move towards a single community officer that could reach out to our community members, talk to them about the concerns that they have, start building some relationships and partnerships, getting us involved more deeply into some HOAs, more community meetings. So we, in doing so and hiring Officer McCormick, we felt like she was the best candidate for that. And she's gone out already and done a wonderful job by making some connections. She's already met with 3 communities today herself, just talk about upcoming events and ways that we can interact with them. So I wanted to introduce her to you and then also introduce her to the community. And please, if you have questions, you have concerns, you're seeking information, you're wanting that person that you can reach out and talk to, you can certainly call me at any time and send me an email and I'll answer your questions. But you can also reach out and talk to Officer McCormick. If she's available and working, she'll come out to your house. She'll answer your questions and then help you with anything that you may need. But you'll also be seeing her around doing a lot of community events that we're having. And that, I'm going to tell you a lot about our community events coming up this next month. But first, I want to share with you what we did in January of 2026 as far as our crime stats. We had 467 calls for service. We completed 59 incident reports. We had 3,450 property checks. Now, we get a lot of questions about that. What is that? That means we check businesses every morning before they open to make sure that everything's okay with the business. And then at nighttime, we do property checks and check the door handles and things on those businesses as well. You'd be surprised how many businesses we find unlocked. In addition to that, if someone goes on vacation, they can go to our app, they can call the police department, they can ask for a residence check, we'll check your residence. So that's where those numbers come in at, of us getting out and checking homes and businesses every night on shift or every day on shift. We also did 730 traffic stops, 4 parking citations. Of those 730 traffic stops, 608 were issued warnings, 146 were issued citations. We had 13 vehicle collisions, 23 custodial arrests, 5 DUI arrests, 2 community events, and our average response time was 3 minutes and 52 seconds. So talking about community events, the first event you saw posted today on our Facebook page, which will be March the 4th at 6 p.m. at the TKK Police Department. It'll be our quarterly public safety meeting in conjunction with the fire department. This month, we're going to have a special guest. We're going to invite Sheriff Tony Breeden to the meeting. We'll start the meeting promptly at 6 o'clock, and I suggest that you get there early because Sheriff Breeden does have another obligation that night. So we're going to let him go first, answer any questions, and tell the citizens of TKK what might be happening around our city that may be impacting them, so that way they can get that information to see what's happening in their community. So again, that's March the 4th, 6 p.m. Both myself and the fire chief will give you data as far as what happened in 2025, and then I'll also be sharing our initiatives for 2026. On March the 6th, we'll be having Cocoa with the Popo in the Memorial Gardens, and that's in conjunction with Rock and Roll to School Day. So as the parents and kids are going to school at TK Elementary School, we'll be in the Memorial Gardens giving out cocoa and interacting with the parents and the kids. We encourage you, if you can, please try to attend that event with us. We'd love to have you there that morning. We are starting a brand new series with the appointment of Officer McCormick in her new position, and it is called Your City, Your Safety. And what this is, it's an educational series to where we're going to open up the police department to educate you, the public, on things that may be impacting your safety. I bet you'll never guess what number 1 is with the spring coming. Yep, we're going to talk about e-bikes. So we know that a lot of parents have bought e-bikes, whether it be for Christmas, and we did a lot last year to try to educate the public about what is considered an e-bike in the state of South Carolina. So we're going to host several safety talks, 9, 10, and 11, to where we'll be in our training room giving safety talks to the youth and to the parents to tell the parents where the kids can ride the safety or e-bikes, some safety things, look both ways, things that we have seen the kids do to try to make them safer. And then at any point in time, we'll have staff on hand that if you believe that you bought something that is an e-bike, you can bring it to the police department. We will look at it, look at the specs of what the bike is, and let you know if it meets the definition of state law of an e-bike. If it does not, we'll let you know what your opportunities are for riding it on the roadway, which truly is they're not. You have to ride on private property. So this is a way for us to educate the public about e-bikes and hopefully curb some of the problems that we saw last year before the spring gets started. Again, that'll be on March the 14th. It'll be at our police department from 9 to 12. We'll have educational talks at 9, 10, and 11, and we're going to talk about what the legal definition of e-bikes are, where they're allowed to be ridden, and safety topic as well. On March 27th from 5:30 to 8:30, we are excited to announce our first annual event called Hoppin' with the Popo. We got the Grinch with the Popo at Christmas time. It was a big success. Well, we said we're going to play off of that theme. So Hoppin' with the Popo is our first annual event where we're going to have crafts, arts and crafts, and an opportunity for you to take a picture with the Easter Bunny. So we would like to thank the Lions Club for partnering with us for that event to allow us to have the opportunity to have this event at the police department. And again, just another way for us to connect with the kids and the youth of our community outside of the badge and outside of the interactions on the street. And then on March the 28th, we'll be having several self-defense classes for young girls, both elementary age school girls, middle school girls, and young ladies and women 15 and up. Those classes will be held at the Gold Hill Middle School. If you wish to participate in those, it is being hosted by Survivor Assault Standing Strong. They were here last year. We got a lot of rave reviews about their class last year. Many people asked us to please have them come back. So this year we're having them come back and we're going to have additional classes. So again, 3 classes. They'll be for elementary school age girls, middle school age girls, and then young girls 15 and up. And again, that can be found on our website if you wish to register for that. If you look on our website, there'll be more information on our Facebook page. And all of these informations about these events can be found on our Facebook page and on our website. So as you can see, the police department is going to have a busy month. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And that concludes the report for this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. We're going to move to item B, or B on item 3, which is the committee and commission reports. And Councilman Carter, did you have Planning Commission?
Sure, thank you. The Planning Commission did meet February 9th. It was delayed a week because of the snow that we had the week before that. There was a quorum. The items that were discussed were what we were talking about this evening was the comprehensive plan. Discussions were in depth. There was a lot of questions that were answered. There was a lot of wording that was changed. And then there was also, there were fine-tuning that comprehensive plan to go off and present for our 2025 through 2035 for the city. And that's it.
Okay. The Economic Development Commission did not have a quorum this month to have a full meeting, so they will be scheduling, they'll reschedule that for tomorrow night, right? Tomorrow night is the next EDC meeting. We've all been assigned new liaison roles for this coming season of commissions, and Heather will be doing the jury, art jury and stormwater. Tom will be doing EDC, Planning Commission for Councilman Carter, and Mr. Foltz will be doing Parks and Rec. So that's who we are all. We're all going to be involved with one of the commissions that we have. I'm doing COG, which is Council of Governance, and I will also be doing RFAT. So we will have monthly reporting to all of you guys on the activities that happen within those commissions. But we're excited to look at to have those open spots assigned and getting those new starts to those commissions in the next month or so. The next item up is our public comments, and there are two residents that have signed up. And the first one is that Paul Baracco? And just as a quick reminder, you have 3 minutes to speak, and if
3
you could
minutes?
start with your name and your address,
Paul
please.
Morocco, 11011 High Ridge Court. Is this on? No. Anyway, I may be $1 short and a day late on this. Charlie just delineated several applications you're going to put on crosswalks. I was here to talk about crosswalks, but I'd like to go through this real quick in any case. I sent an email regarding my wife and my concerns about crosswalks at 7 Coes over to Trail Ridge. I sent that on February 6th to members of council, to Charlie, and to the chief of police. My wife walks the trail almost every day, and I always walk it several days a week. Nearly every day she reports several cars fail to stop, whether she's waiting at the curb or in the middle of the crosswalk. In my email, I included recommendations of what to do, and again, I said I was a day late on that. I received responses immediately from Charlie, and you heard the plan that the city has to put these flashing beacons in. However, I didn't receive any acknowledgments from members of council or the chief of police. Perhaps they didn't get the message. I was disappointed, at least not to get some recognition of the fact that we have a serious problem. I feel it's a safety issue. It's not only one location, it's all the crosswalks along TBK Drive. The purpose of the email was to make you aware of how we feel about the danger, particularly my wife. She comes home every day like, what's going to happen? And I just hope, and probably these are the same that are on the crosswalk across 8 and 9?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, they're pretty good, and they seem to be effective, so maybe the problem's solved. But my message was just to sensitize you to the problem. And one side note, I come through TKK almost every day. I put my car in cruise control to keep me at 35 miles an hour, and I almost never the slowest person on the drive. So that road also has another problem with speed. And I mean, I've seen several terrible accidents along there, cars rolling down to the 8th green and things like that. So I'm glad to hear that that's happening. I didn't know, but I wanted to speak anyway. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Scott Shirley.
Madam Mayor, council members, glad to see you tonight. My name is Scott Shirley. I live on Tanatee Circle in TGK. I'm here tonight to talk about something really remarkable that happened in our community. First, the voter turnout in the recent election was nothing short of inspiring. At a time when many communities across the country struggle with lawlessness and missing lawful engagement, our residents showed up with their very best. They stood in line. They studied the issues. They made their voices heard. The level of civic participation is a testament to the strength, character, and commitment of our city and the residents of our city. When people participate at that level, democracy works exactly the way it was designed to. Second, I want to acknowledge the razor-thin and historic victory for Jim Foltz, who won his race by 11 votes. We thought it was 8, but the contingency votes pushed it to 11, so Gus still holds the record. 11 votes. That margin should remind every single one of us that every vote truly matters. It's not just a slogan, it's reality. 11 neighbors made the difference. That kind of outcome reinforces why grassroots engagement, personal conversations, and community involvement are so critical. Both Mr. Foltz and Ms. Duda should be very proud. Now, victories like this don't happen by accident. They happen because organization, dedication, and strong support systems behind the scenes, the team, the volunteers, the data folks, the door knockers, the callers, the prayer warriors, all built and executed a disciplined, focused effort. It shows what can happen when people unite around shared principles and commit to doing the hard work. It wasn't flashy, it was local. It was personal, and it was effective, and it was a well-oiled machine. What this election cycle demonstrates is that engaged citizens change outcomes. It demonstrates that small margins matter. It demonstrates that organized, value-driven efforts are powerful. And it demonstrates that leadership is rising right here in our own backyard. In fact, I'll share a small story with you about how this happened. Through the day on Election Day, my wife and I had been speaking with several of our friends, asking them if they had been out to vote. Several of them had, and a few had not. There was some back and forth whether some of us would take the time to vote in a lesser election. After a few phone calls, and towards the end of the day, our family and our best friend's family had all gone out and voted. Our family and our best friends equaled 7. Our neighbors were 2 more. I had a conversation with 2 of our neighbors. They had not voted yet. I explained to them the issues. They did some research on their own. They later told me that they went out and voted. And they also contacted 2 of their friends in their close friend group who also voted.
And you're out of time. I'm so
Thank you.
sorry.
That equals 11. So I'm really proud to say that this community really came together, and thank you all.
Okay, we are going to move to item number 5, approval of minutes, and we're going to do that in 2 sections. We have 2 different meetings to approve minutes for. The first one being January 23rd, 2026 emergency meeting. If I could have a motion to approve those minutes, please.
Madam Mayor, members of council, a motion to approve the special city council meeting minutes from January 23rd, 2026.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, then we will have those minutes stand as approved. Oh, I guess we should vote. Everybody's aye.
All those in favor?
Now they're approved. The second one is for the meeting on January 28th, 2026, and that was our regular scheduled council meeting. If I could have a motion to approve those minutes, please.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I'd like to make a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes for January 28th, 2026.
And a second? All approve? Aye. Okay, those stand as approved. Thank you very much. Next item is item number 6, unfinished business, and this is a consideration to approve a second reading of an ordinance to adopt Chapter 54, Article 5 of the city's code as it relates to private wells and amend Chapter 54, Article 3, Section 5414A as it relates to civil penalties. And I'm going to have sorry. All right, if I could have a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I make a motion to approve the second reading of an ordinance to adopt Chapter 54, Article 5 of the city's code as it relates to private wells and amend Chapter 54, Article 3, Section 54-14A as it relates to civil penalties.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
Okay, then now I would like to invite Antonio to come up and give us any update or background for discussion.
Good evening. No additional comments on it. Appreciate the approval.
Okay, and the only thing that was different when we approved this was just the change in wording, correct?
Correct. And that was taken out to address the irrigation.
Okay, all right. Then if there's no other changes, I will entertain a vote. All in favor? Aye. That carries unanimously. Thank you. The next, we're going to move on to new business. The first one being consideration of awarding a bid of lawn maintenance services. And this is in accordance with the city's procurement code. Bids were solicited for this project, and this item is before council to consider awarding of that bid. And if I could have a motion, please.
Got it. Madam Mayor, members of council, motion to award the bid for lawn maintenance services to Southern Shade Trees in an amount not to exceed $64,800 and authorize the city manager to execute the necessary paperwork pending approval by the city attorney.
And a second? Second. And discussion will start with you, Dustin.
I was going to say, I didn't know if you guys needed me to talk or anything. So first, I just wanted to say welcome to Councilmember Foltz. Welcome to the team. Looking forward to working with you. So council, just wanted to refer back to the information sheet that was provided in your council packet. You can see a breakdown of all three of the finalists. The reason why we went through this, as I discussed in the previous meeting, we wanted to just get a little bit more information about each company since we haven't done business with them in the past. And you can see all the different questions that were asked of them and essentially the breakdown of everything. So staff is recommending Southern Shade Tree. They are a local business here in Fort Mill. That was a pretty large selling point in terms of their availability as well as the size of their company. As you can see, they have 120 full-time staff members. So their service level goes beyond any of the lawn services. So if we need any type of landscape planning or any type of additional services that are not included in this, they have those capabilities as well. So we would feel comfortable moving forward with that with Southern Shade Tree. If y'all do not feel comfortable, we would feel comfortable going with the lawn guys as number 2. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Anyone have any questions or thoughts?
I just wanted to share that I really appreciated that breakdown that you provided in the packet. Residents can't see this, but I had been the one who asked to table it at your request at the last meeting. So just to sort of explain, that was to do this further research and have this comparison of staff size. And it was a very thorough set of questions that were asked, and I did appreciate that for why potentially not going with the lowest bidder with just the pure number, but accounting for someone who can actually cover the scope, since this was such a significant increase in the service area that's being covered by this contract. So I appreciate that diligence, and it was very clearly laid out, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, I think that's going to now become a standard to have the bids sort of isolated, especially if it's a top 3 or a top 2, just so that we can see why you're choosing one over another. That was very helpful.
And absolutely, and the big reason, like we discussed before, is how close they were in the bid price. So we wanted to make sure that we covered all of our bases.
Thank you. All right, so I believe we're up for a vote. Anyone, if I could have all the yeses to approve as it's been motioned? Aye. So that carries unanimously. Thank you. All right. The next item up is consideration for an amendment to the food and beverage license agreement. The president of the Garrison, Atiga K, is seeking to do additional remodeling of the premises over and above what is required within the current license agreement. Specifically, he wants to enlarge the bar area by installing roll-up doors that open to the new deck, which will attach to the rear veranda of the premises. The anticipated expense for this additional revision is approximately $150,000. In exchange for this, he is requesting an additional 9 months of rent abatement of 50%, which is $7,500 a month for each of the additional 9 months. This amendment will also provides the Garrison Atiga K to serve as the beer and wine vendor of the city's community events, as prior license of the Food and Beverage Club had done in the past. If I could have a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, members of council, motion to approve the amendment to the food and beverage license agreement with the Garrison at TK.
And a second?
Second.
And at this point, I'd like to start with giving the floor to Mr. Kevin Devaney and letting us know what your plan is and sharing with the community as well.
Sure. Thanks, Madam Mayor and council members. And congratulations, Mr. Foltz again, Councilman Foltz. Tonight, I'm proposing an outdoor deck addition that was not part of the initial proposal in our bid, and so we are asking for an additional rent abatement, and so we've decided to make this a public, or you've asked to bring it to a public hearing. Our goal from the very beginning with this facility was to make this a facility for the entire community. not just a bar, not just a restaurant, but for entire families. And I think what we're doing tonight and proposing tonight is a big part of that. We're building an outdoor deck space that would be served for food and beverage and also for families to gather and community members to gather and golfers to gather after their round of golf. So let me show you a few pictures of what we've created here. This is a vision of what the outdoor deck would look like. It would be a garage door off of one of the middle windows, off the two of the middle windows off of the bar, current bar, from the Shore Club, out to the deck area. We would also extend the deck. This deck is 50 feet wide by 18 feet across. It would extend across the cart path, so golfers would drive underneath the deck and remain on the cart path. We would connect this deck to the existing veranda on the right-hand side of the picture up above. So people walking down the veranda could access the deck from that direction, but also could access it from the garage doors in the middle of the bar. That's the type of garage door. If anybody's been over to Model A here in TUK, or I don't know if anybody's not been to Model A in TUK, but that is the garage door system that we would install. Very similar. It's been very successful over at Model A, and I think it looks great. And that's the type of exit and entrance onto the deck that we're proposing. Okay. That's the type of rooftop that we are proposing across the top of the roof. It would be a hurricane force, and I've felt the winds out there, and I know it needs to be a strong awning. So it's a hurricane force awning built by metal structure. We would install lighting and fans. I've been told that there's sometimes a fly problem out back. The purpose of the flies is under discussion, whether it's cleanliness or a pond. I don't know yet, but there was some flies. So we're going to install some fans out there, ceiling fans, a chandelier, and also some lighting around the structures for the evenings. Okay. The project timeline, we still anticipate opening for Easter weekend. That's still on goal. If anybody's been to the Glennon Center, it's finished. We've got a few more touch-ups to make to the Glennon Center. The dining room and what everybody's fondly referred to, the middle room, we're referring to it as the green room, will be finished by Easter. The bar, every time we've taken off a piece of drywall, we found something fun. And by fun, I mean not fun, but it's coming along, and we're making good progress, but we do still plan on opening on Easter weekend, regardless whether it's got to be in the Glennon Center, inside the bar, inside the restaurant. The bar, we hope to have open by the Easter. If not, we will have Easter brunch. So our timeline and goal is to have this deck up and running for Easter as well. So we can have this up and running. We have a little bit of a stall on the bar because of the sprinkler system, the safety sprinkler system, the fire codes, and in the meantime, since we're at a little stoppage, we can put this, if we are approved, we can put this deck up in the short couple of weeks that we need to. So we still plan on Easter for the entire construction process. Okay. Okay. There's a breakdown of the costs, the deck build, the architectural and engineering, the garage doors, and the awning for $154,000. As part of the project, we're requesting a 9-month abatement, 50% of the rent, not the full amount, and we would still pick up 50% of the deck project. We're asking the city to give us an abatement for about 50% of the project. I think that's anything. I can answer any questions that you might have, or of this deck proposal, or of anything really in the entire project, if you have any questions.
Thank you. Questions?
No questions, but Kevin, I've seen what you've done with the Glennon Center upstairs and how you've converted and just changed that whole space. Yeah. I'm so excited to see what you do with the bar and with the restaurant and what you bring here for TKK. Appreciate you committing an additional $150,000 to increase the space in the bar and make it that much better for our residents. Thank you for your commitment for us, and just wanted to say that.
Thanks, appreciate that. Yeah, speaking about the financing, I think my attorney early on said that I haven't been on budget on a project since I've had projects, and so as well, this project we had originally committed up to $400,000, and we will far exceed that up to about, I think we're gonna be at about $750,000. So this would be in addition to that. So we're happy to do it. We know it's the right thing to do. We say if we don't do it right, we don't do it at all. So we appreciate what you guys are doing too. So, yeah.
Charlie, were you coming up to give more information or? No.
No, ma'am.
I do have a couple of questions, if that's okay. Can you, you've given us some information about the finishing on the deck, but can you share with us the build of the deck? You said it was wood. Is it going to be stained, painted, or just sealed?
It's treated and it's gonna be stained.
Okay.
Yeah, with a metal top roof.
And Charlie, I think this is a question for you. Future maintenance of that deck, is that a city responsibility, or does that still remain with the garrison?
No, remain with the garrison.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? Because I have a couple more. Okay. The garage door, you said is it one door, two doors?
It's two doors, two separate garage doors.
Okay. So there will still be window spaces. It won't be completely open on that whole back wall. It'll be two sets of windows.
When the garage doors come down, there's windows within the garage door.
Right.
but-
No, I
yeah,
got
yeah.
that. But as far as the length of the wall, I'm trying to visualize it.
I see, yeah. There's four windows currently. We would replace the middle two windows with garage doors.
Okay.
And the other two windows would remain, yeah.
And then as far as the awning, is that a solid awning, or is it a slotted awning that opens and closes?
It's not gonna open and close. It'll be a solid awning, yeah.
And is it cloth? Is it a metal awning?
It's a metal awning. It's
Okay.
like a metal roof awning, yeah.
Okay. And all of that falls, again, Charlie, all of that as far as maintenance and upkeep, it falls within the garrison, not the city?
That's correct.
Okay. That was it.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. All right. If there's no further discussion, I will call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And that carries unanimously. Thank you. All right. The next item is consideration of approving Resolution 2026-02, which is a resolution to adopt local rules of order. This item is being considered to update the local rules of order as they pertain to public comments and restricting them to items under the jurisdiction of City Council. If I could have a motion, please.
Madam Mayor, members of council, motion to approve resolution 2026-02 and adopt the local rules as written.
And a second? All right, we have a motion and a second, and I'd like to open the floor for discussion, please. And Chaplain, is there something that you would like for us to hear from you on this?
Sure. This is what we call a limited public forum. So we're trying to clarify during public comments as to what people can speak about. Easy example is solar windmills out in the ocean. That's important, and it's important to a lot of people. But it's not something that is under your jurisdiction. It's not something that you can decide on. So we want to make it clear to the public, they can come and speak. They're welcome to speak during public comments, but it needs to be something that pertains to City Council. And we're just clarifying that the matters they can speak to is something under your jurisdiction, something that's really related to the operation of the city. And this language is similar language that you'll see in a lot of other local governments. It's common language because a lot of others want to just have more guidance. So I think this will help you if you have questions or issues as to what people should be speaking about.
Okay. Anyone have any points or discussion on this? Okay. All right.
I just want to say thank you, Chaplain, for your work with this, because there were questions when this topic came up to make sure that I know that the First Amendment is something that's been spoken about up here before, and that's something that we want to tread around and respect that obviously this is an important forum, and as a small community, I think there is a lot of power that we have the ability for our residents to come and speak to us directly. So obviously the idea is not to censure, but it is also a business meeting. So I appreciate your input in making sure that we're staying within those legal guidelines, and that also part of what happened here was also cleaning up of old language that was sort of excessive and obsolete, which is something I think you should do when you're revisiting code anyway. So just thank you for that work that you put into that and fielding those questions and making sure that we did this correctly if we were going to visit these to make those clarifications.
Glad to help, and you want to stay content neutral now that you get into the First Amendment. So we did that with this.
Okay, so if there is no further discussion, I will call for a vote. Please, all those in favor of approving the resolution as has been updated, say aye. Aye. And I believe that carries unanimously as well. All right, next item up is consideration of amending our regular city council meeting schedule. And this item is being considered to update the regular council meeting schedule for 2026 to move the start time to meetings from 6:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're going to get started earlier. We're going to get finished earlier. And if I could have a motion so that we can make that happen, please.
Madam Mayor and members of council, motion to approve amending the regular council meeting schedule to change the start time of meeting from 6:30 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
Second.
I want this bad.
All right, so we have a motion and a second, and I'm going to open it up for discussion, but I know everybody wants to pass this, so all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so that passes unanimously as well. Thank you very much. And that brings us to our council comments, and Brian, you don't get to start. We put you right in the spotlight, Jim. Go right ahead.
Great. Well, thank you to everyone who took the time to attend tonight's city council meeting. I really appreciate that. This is a great turnout. This is my first meeting, as you know, and so I may be a little nervous with my comments, but I did want to take a moment to say a few words. So being elected to city council is truly one of the greatest honors of my life, and I'm grateful for the privilege of serving our great city. There's so many that I want to thank, but first and foremost, I want to thank God for his guidance and unwavering support throughout this journey. He's blessed me with this opportunity to serve, and for that, I'm grateful. I want to say a very special thank you to my family, to my beautiful wife, Stephanie, and our amazing kids, Anna and Jack. There they are. They're still here. Great. Fantastic. Thank you for patience, understanding, and encouragement over the past several months. None of this would be possible without your incredible love and support, so I thank you. And to the residents of TKK, thank you for the trust and confidence that you've placed in me. Serving on city council is a responsibility that I take very seriously, and I'm fully committing to making you, the residents, my highest priority in every decision I make. I'm very excited to serve with the mayor, my fellow council members, our city manager, our department heads, and all the dedicated professionals who work tirelessly to make this the greatest city to live. Thank you. I'm ready to get to work and focus on what really matters and what's most important to our residents. And together, I know that we can make TK stronger, safer, and more beautiful than ever. I'm ready to get to work and focus. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I'm proud to call TKK home, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to serve this amazing community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think from here I go to Councilman Carter.
Okay. Hey, good evening, everybody. First, I'd like to say welcome to Councilman Foltz. Very nice. Congratulations on everything. Want to thank everybody that's here in attendance this evening and everybody that's watching online as usual. Thank you so much. It takes a lot to come out and actually sit through a meeting and do this, and this was actually pretty quick. So thank you all for being here this evening. Congratulations to the TKK Police Department for doing this fundraiser. We talked about it last time, the Polar Plunge, to benefit the South Carolina Special Olympics. And Chief Crosby, I know we made a good amount of money. I want to say over 50,000, but closer to 60 or 70? Over $60,000 to the South Carolina Special Olympics, you guys. That was a wonderful event that was put on by the TKPD. So, and it was cold this year, like really, really cold, but it was cold. But anyway, we did it. It was great. Want to say congratulations to the TKK Fire Department. They did their pushing in ceremony on this Friday for the brand new ladder truck, and it was a wonderful turnout by the community and elected officials and people that were there. So really, really good stuff that way. I want to say congratulations to Caroline for having the best damn food festival, being recognized as the best event down here in like the Southeast. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The last thing I want to say is I'd like to recognize somebody that is extremely engaging to the community and provides a ton of information through social media, through a social media site. It can be a lot. And with it being a lot, this person still finds ways to go off and make it beneficial for our community. This person recently redesigned a license plate. I think you guys all know what I'm talking about right now. So person recently redesigned a license plate, and then went off and sold all these license plates, and then anything that goes above and beyond to cover the cost of that goes back to the community for different organizations here in the community. And that is just something that's awesome, that you're just giving back to the community and making sure that you're making that a focus. So with that, I want to say the person I'm talking about is the one and only Jim Arani, and I want to say thank you to Jim for doing that. And I'm done.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Jones.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you to everyone who's here tonight, watching on YouTube. Councilmember Foltz, welcome. It's nice to have all 5 of us up here. It was a little weird with the 4 trying to play some of the games we had to get things going, so that's wonderful to have everyone here. And thank you for joining us at the Polar Plunge. As Councilmember Carter said, it was cold. And thank you, everyone, for being good sports with the hats. Next year, the costumes will be bigger. But just wanted to echo again for our fire department, our police department, thank you for all you do. The events, I'm looking forward to the future ones. As Chief Crosby shared, if you can join them for the end of year report from 2025 coming up here in March, that's going to be a very informative meeting. I've attended those. If you have any questions, one of the benefits of our community is that you have direct access to our staff members and to the leaders in our community. So please, if you can make these events do, it really just helps to hear it direct from the source. And we will also have Sheriff Breed in there, so questions about the surrounding area can also be addressed if you have any concerns or just things you want to know more about. I also wanted to thank the Planning Commission. Y'all have put so much time into this comprehensive plan. It is a huge undertaking. I was a community member for the start of it, watching it start under the previous council, and to the steering committee and everyone who's put work into this. It's a large document, but I please encourage everybody in the community to read it. It's available online. As they said, this isn't an ordinance, but this is a joint vision of our community that will help us up here, that when we have things come before us in the future, to say, does this fit what our community wants? So thank you. I wanted to give you guys a special shout out for all that hard work, because it's long meetings, it's editing, it's very nitpicky work. And I really appreciate that. And I hope we will do it justice on our side once it gets adopted. 2 events just to share. I'm big on looking for other community events. We obviously share a lot of information, but March 7th, there is a Hazardous Household Waste Disposal Day coming up that York County is hosting at the main landfill, which is 220 Public Works Road. You can find that information online. So that is your motor oil, your propane tanks, if you have any left over from the storm that are partially empty or empty that you burnt out using your grill or anything like that, you can take those, have them disposed of. They've got a list of what's accepted and not, but these are items you can't just throw away, and we don't want them going in our lake or on our streets. I know some of our department heads would appreciate you not having them end up all over the place. So please take advantage of that chance to dispose of them. And then for any of our families who have rising kindergartners, it is registration time. So March 2nd, you can go to the Fort Mill website to start the online process, and then April 1st and 2nd is going to be their in-person screening and registration days for our little 5-year-olds in the community who are going to be joining our schools, either TKK Elementary, Gold Hill Elementary, or Kingstown Elementary for TKK residents. So please check that out. If you need help finding it, I'm sure the schools will be more than happy if you call them directly to get you connected with that. So thank you very much. That's everything to me.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First, Jim, congratulations. Look forward to working with you. Also wanted to echo what Heather said to not only the Planning Commission, who did so much work on the comp plan, but the comp plan steering committee. I know Mayor Gray and Mayor Miller were on that. Everyone that turned out, the residents came out to the focus groups. Great turnout, great feedback. So thank you for all that time and effort. It turned out great, and I'm looking forward to referring to that as we need to. Also, congratulations to Caroline Hasty and the Park and Recs department, the Rising Star Award. That's awesome. Police and Fire, can't say enough. I always thank you guys, the first responders, do an awesome job. Looking forward to all your different events this month, and And then finally, just quickly, you know, Kevin and the staff at the Garrison, thank you for the investment you're making in this city. I know, as you mentioned, it's a lot more than you anticipated. I know the residents will appreciate it when it's all done. What you've done so far looks awesome, so I look forward to Easter brunch with you next door. And with that, that's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Anytime that I take the time to go on vacation with my family, all I know is that I'm missing something that's really special here. And this time that we were gone, we missed the push-in for the new fire truck, and we missed, what did you say it was called, Charlie? The new quad ball? I don't know what quad ball is still, so we missed that. But it's an amazing place that we have, that we're building and growing and living together, that we constantly have events, we constantly have opportunities for fellowship. We have such an amazing community that it's hard to be gone because you're missing something. So I wanted to say thank you to our fire department, thank you to our police department for making sure that you're not only doing your jobs in protecting us, but you're bringing so much value into our community with the things that you are putting together to offer to us. I'd like to welcome our new city clerk and also our Officer McCormick, because I know the contributions that you both will be making to the city as well. Jim, I'm really glad to have you here, because you're you, but also because we do need that fifth seat, and it is so much easier to sit here and know that there are people that are going to do the first and the seconds and all of that. So I'm excited for this new year. I'm excited for all of us as a new council. I'm excited for the work that we're going to do. I'm looking forward to considering and making good decisions that move us forward. I said that when I had my first meeting this year, is that I want to focus us forward, and I think that all of us together have that same mindset. And thank you for being here tonight. I would love to see a big crowd each time, because then I know that you're engaged, and I know that you're listening, and you're part of the decision making when you're here. So thank you for being here. And with that, I believe that I need a motion to go into executive session to have a discussion of personnel matters pertaining to the chief municipal judge.
Madam Mayor, members of council, I make a motion to adjourn into executive session for discussion of personnel matters pertaining to the chief municipal judge.
And a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Aye. We are adjourned for special.
Thank you all for
executive
coming out.
session.
Thank you, Nick.